First of all, some of them Coney Islands is open 24 hours. But you know what? I'm gonna do you one better or whatever and tell you. Y'all ready for this? I'm about to school Dawgface on the history of Coney Island, or at least a breakdown, right? There were some things he said that just didn't add up. She was trying to have a mind of his song real quick. So, all right. So we heard what he said or whatever about the whole Coney Island, the Albanian got the shit on smash and the whole notch or whatever, right? So we know that. Right? And he also said that no black person can own a Coney Island franchise or whatever and shit. And his main beef is that the Albanians have some kind of monopoly on the shit. We heard all of that. And that they don't give enough back to the whole black community and so on and so forth. And how if you have a Coney Island, you can't name your shit Coney Island. Right? Because the Albanians had a stranglehold on that. You got to call it Coney Time or Coney World or some bullshit or whatever like that. All right? So I did my little homework on this shit, you know what I mean? And I started looking up, whether or not there were any black-owned Coney Islands. Because Detroit is 70% black. You know what I'm saying? About probably 80% now. You know what I'm saying? The white people are still running. If there's any white people still left to run. So let's see. Hold on. I got the. So first, I actually found one. I found a couple actually. So this one right here is. So now here's the thing. They're listed like when you look up like Yelp or like on Google Business, they're listed as like Menu Inc. or and all of that shit, whatever. But the actual brick and mortar, you know what I'm saying, like says Coney Island. Right? So this one right here is Van Dyke. Which is on Van Dyke Boulevard. Y'all can see the address on Van Dyke Avenue. You know what I mean? And like I said, they got different LLCs, but the actual establishment says Coney Island on all of them. Black joints, right? So this is Menu Inc., formerly Van Dyke Coney Island. You know what I mean? That's what it says on the directory. Located at 9235 Van Dyke Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48213. Identified as not only black owned, but as a woman owned business. serving traditional Detroit Coney Island dogs topped with chili, mustard, onions, along with other American fare like Reuben burgers and breakfast options. They pride themselves on serving only beef hot dogs and are known for their 99-cent Coney deals on Wednesday. Well, they ain't got no supply issues or whatever, still being able to sell goddamn 99-cent hot dogs in 2025. Niggas having a hard time selling the pizza with real cheese. And I believe this is the owner, because this is who they had up there when I looked up the shit. I think she being interviewed about, probably by having a black-owned business, Coney Island.
Damn. That's Rick Ross baby moms right there, man.
Oh, for real? Why the fuck they had her on this shit? Unless she the owner. Does she own the Coney Island? That nigga be owning restaurants and shit. The niggas like to eat.
I mean, I doubt it, because she's from Florida, so I doubt it.
I don't know. They had her picture up there, whatever, with the fucking Coney Island shit. Like when it goes, like when it was showing me the different different shit. But now this was the older picture of the Coney Island, just to show you that whoever owns it right now, this is the picture of it now. You know what I mean? This is from 6 months ago, 6 or 7 months ago. And it still says Daalight Coney Island on the side. So that's black Coney Island #1 that says Coney Island. But even if it says whatever on the directory, we know damn well the niggas in the hood only know what the hell that shit they on the store. Ain't nobody look that bitch up. You tripping, boy. Shit. Next up, another black joint, which is an option on the southwest side of Detroit. That's where Meech and all of them is from. Shout out to Southwest, E-Course, River Rouge, and all that shit too. For his late night Coney Classic is D's Coney Island, located at 2626 Schaefer Highway, Detroit, Michigan, 48217. Then we got that's the menu from D's. See, they got Coney shit on there. We able to stop and see that shit. There was another spot called Shabazz, but they were closed. But they were like home style or whatever and shit like that. This right here is Nikki D's. Now this is interesting because they say that Nikki D's had multiple locations. One being at 3557 Davison West in Detroit. Let's see what else they got about Nikki D's. So yeah, like I said, Nikki D got multiple locations, and it's like family owned and shit like that or whatever. Now, here's the thing, right? That's only about, so we could roughly say it might be about 5 or 6 Coney Island or whatever in Detroit, right? Now, according to my search, there are at least 100 Coney Island style restaurants in the city of Detroit, and one 2014 estimate based on photo directories or phone directories and shit like that, really number the joint at like about 150, some shit I think they said. So yeah, like it's definitely minority, like, you know what I'm saying? There's not that many black people or whatever that own that shit. But I think the history of Coney Island has more to do with why, you know what I mean, like that is. So the Coney Island franchise was actually started, like the term Coney Island, right, is not, it's a generic term for a style of restaurant. It's not a single unified franchise. Right? So the only franchises that they have, like with Coney Island and shit, is like, let's just say you start a Coney Island, and then like your family start coming working in the restaurant, and then it's like your brother open up one. Then it's like the cousin gonna open up one. So now it's like y'all have a franchise because it might be your family last name, and that's just the Coney Island. Like, you know what I mean? It might be 1, 2 different names, however you play it. So they're all like, you know, so for the most part, these shits are independently ran. So meaning that if it's not a franchise, right, they're not really obligated to offer a supply chain of food for you. You're just opening up your own Coney Island style restaurant. So you got to find your own plug. Or pay an extra, you know what I mean, like beef. But you selling beef hot dogs, my nigga, with chili on it.
You can go to your
So
local
it's like,
supermarket and get that motherfucker.
huh?
So you can go to your local supermarket and get that. Shit.
Nigga, listen. Yeah, and I mean, you could really sit here and find, listen, if I was going to be on some real shit, I was going to open up a Coney Island or whatever. You know how they be having them chili making contests and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, I'm going to go and find a nigga that make the best chili. I'm going to work out a deal for the recipe. I'm going to have the most fire chili or whatever and shit. I'm going to find out who make the best hot dogs or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and just get busy, nigga. Best French fries, chili cheese, all that shit or whatever. Like, if you just get the best of everything, the food, and you know how to cook, you're going to be lit. It don't matter where you get that shit from. You know what I'm saying? So, let me ask that. Now, the whole thing is the franchise was started by Greek and Macedonian immigrants in the early 20th century or whatever, right? And they started springing up spots all across Michigan and other states. The most famous Detroit Coney Island, which is, bring this shit back. I was trying to show y'all. That one right there, whatever, is the American Coney Island and the Lafayette Coney Island. And they were founded by the brothers, two brothers, Constantine Gus Caros, also, well, yeah, you know, and who founded the American Coney Island initially as a push cart. So it wasn't even a brick and mortar. So he started as a push cart in 1910, and then it went from push cart to storefront in 1917. Right? Before his brother went to work for him, his name was Bill Kettles, and he was working for him until he opened up the adjacent Lafayette Coney Island in 1924 after him and his brother had a business dispute. So it took 7 years to go from push cart to an actual location. And then within another 7 years, you and your brother fell out, and then he put one like literally, I guess, across the street or right around the way. That shit crazy. That nigga said, fuck you, bro. Now, almost all other independent Coney Island and larger regional chains in the Detroit area, such as Leo Coney Island and Nathaniel Coney Island, or they would trace their origin back to these initial Kettles family establishments, right? As the founders were often relatives or former employees. You know what I'm saying? Now, the name Coney Island was chosen by these immigrants because the Coney Island neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York, was famous for hot dogs and the amusement park and shit, right? And made a significant impression on them when they arrived to the U.S. via Ellis Island. So, my nigga, even while you sitting here and you trying to tell me about, you from New York, you know if the rappers would have did this, that, or whatever and shit. Yeah, I know, bro. I'm from New York and shit. And that's where the whole concept of Coney Island came from. And that's why I said or whatever when I did the my rendition of "You Can't Stop the Rain." You know how Lamar was singing it. You can't stop the rain. And I said, I even did it big in the Coney, Lamar Silas. Cause he was knocking that fat bitch down in the Coney. You understand what I'm saying? But I did it big in Coney Island and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to C.I. But yeah. So I wasn't even expecting that. And I was just like, damn, you see that shit? All roads lead to New York. Keep trying to tell these niggas, man.
We don't think that matters.
I don't even be trying to pop it like that or whatever and shit like that or give it to you like that. But that's really why I picked the cover. That's the Brooklyn Bridge in the back. Let's see where the fuck we at. Mafia Material Modcast episode 27. Damn, I said 27. 29. I'm high. Play this fuck up.